This is Danny Flexon here for Seconds Out. Delighted to be joined by Conor Benn. Conor, how are you?
I'm good, sir. How are you?
I'm very good, thank you. Great performance on Saturday night against Chris Algieri. No one's dealt with him in quite the fashion you did. I guess that's a good place to start. Were you expecting it to be a bit more competitive, maybe go a few more rounds?
No, it didn't come as a surprise to me. I kept saying on the lead up to fight week that I plan on making this fight look exactly like the fight was supposed to be, which I did. Everyone kept saying it's going to be a test, it's going to be this, it's going to be that. But, I knew, I know what I'm capable of. I know what we've been working on. People go, oh yeah, but his last fight or the fight before that, I changed my fight. I change daily. And in the next fight, you'll see something completely different. I'm not surprised that the stoppage come early.
And Chris Algieri came with a great credentials, former world champion, of course. Going into the fight, did you expect him to pose a different style than he did, or was it always going to be, once he felt the power, he was going to move and try and get counters and that kind of thing?
The difference between him and Granados is he actually tried to win, which allowed me to capitalize on a lot more. It allowed me to counter it. It allowed me to work with more. You can't look good against someone in there who don't want to win or ain't bothered about winning. So, Vargas, Formella, Juicy Koivela, if you want to come, you come to win and come with every intention of winning. Likely I will catch you at some stage, and likely I'll get you out of there.
The right hand that got Chris Algieri out of there ultimately, is that up there with the best punches you've ever landed?
Don't know. I've landed a few.
Well, yeah.
I've landed a few good shots on people. I mean, it was a good shot. Don't get me wrong, but clearly, but it weren't like I've landed some more spiteful ones before. Yeah, but it was a good shot. Knockout of the year for sure.
Well, there you go. If that's not even in your top three and it's knockout of the year, you can't be doing too
bad. That is true.
After the fight, you talked about next steps. It seems like Adrien Broner is in pole position. Just tell us why you think that's the best fight for you as in this stage of your career.
The public want to see it. He's a massive name. Would be the biggest name on my resume. At the end of the day, the big fights are what the public want. The big fights are what I want. If we can't get Ugas next, which obviously we can't because his fight is mandatory, I'd happily have Broner as a warm-up fight, which would still be a sellout fight, and then challenge for the world title next.
Now, would that be here or would that be over in the US? Because he is a big name over there, particularly with the TV broadcasters, but you're getting to be a bigger and bigger name over here. You do big numbers, as Eddie tells us all the time, and it's been borne out on our channel as well. Where would it be?
I'd like it to be here. I mean, I believe Eddie's making a fight for March, April, hopefully at the O2 Arena. Yeah, sorry.
Hey, how you doing? Living legend.
Yeah, I'm tired.
He's tired.
Sort it out, mate. Liven yourself up. Oscar, can you, is it right if you make him can you pour like 3 scoops in there? 3 big tablespoons. 3 tablespoons and this much water. They got a coffee machine downstairs. Like a kettle, yeah. Cheers, Oscar. Thank you, Oscar, mate. Sorry.
No, it's all right.
So, what was the question, mate? Sorry.
Yeah, I've almost forgotten myself. You were saying why the fight's more likely to be over here, March, April.
Well, listen, I do heavyweight numbers. So, it's a blessing to have Britain back in number 1. I'd like it here for the British fans. I'm sure the British fans would absolutely love that fight. I mean, my social media's been blowing up for Broner. So, he's a great fighter, biggest name on my resume. What's it, 4-weight world champion. Yeah, I fancy a bit of that as a, you know, as a fighter on my resume. You know, you got this sort of like, can't say idols to rivals because he was never my cup of tea anyway, but you know, idols to rivals, so to speak. You know, and you know, I just want his world title. So I'll leave the rest to the team, but I believe Eddie Hearn's making that fight happen here.
Now, the reaction to a possible Broner fight was largely positive, as you say, across social media. There were a few detractors who were saying, why aren't you fighting someone in a similar position as you, the likes of a Jaron Ennis or a David Avanesyan, for example? What do you say to those people?
Because Avanesyan is in the Who Needs Me club. You know, he don't bring much to the table. He's not a massive name. He's a great fighter. He's a hell of a fighter. I'd rather fight Ugas for a world title. I'd rather fight Avanesyan for a world title. I'd rather fight a Jaron Ennis for a world title. So, you know, these sort of fights are, you know, world title fights. And you know, that's what I would fight. I'd fight Avanesyan. If Avanesyan had a world title, or if he gets a world title before me, 1,000,000%, I'll fight him next. So, you know, I just don't see the point of fighting for the European. You know, when I'm so close to getting that world title. I mean, I was top 5 in almost every governing body before the Algieri fight. So I'd like to think I'm, you know, top 3 now. So, you know, we're knocking on the door for the world title, and the world title is the goal. That's any fighter who turns over its goal. So Adrien Broner would be nothing but, you know, another learning fight and, you know, great name on my resume.
And with that in mind, being in the top 5 or even the top 3 now for all the major governing bodies, why is Ugas the target rather than Spence or Crawford? Is it just that he's more likely to be free sooner to defend?
Well, because I'm defending my WBA title 6 times now, and he's WBA champion. So that would be the main reason.
Yeah, that's the most likely route.
Yeah, that's the most likely route. Defended it 6 times. You know, I'll get my team to have a word with, is it Gilberto?
Yes.
That's it. I'll get my team to have a word with Gilberto. I'll be like, come on, mate. I've defended my title 6 times now. I mean, I know he's got his mandatory that he's fighting. So, you know, once he gets through his mandatory, I'll have enough time for a warm-up fight. The likes of Broner's. I'd love the Mikey Garcia fight, by the way. That'd be a fight that I'd love. And whoever they put in front of me, man, I'd like a big name, to be honest. You know, everyone likes a big name. So, again, I'll leave that to my team. You know, I've got the best team going. So either of them work, man.
Would it be good to get someone like that to raise your US profile specifically before you fight an Ugas for a world title? Because that may end up in the US, it may not, but he is a US-based fighter. Build your star over there.
Most definitely. But again, I leave that to my team. At the end of the day, my job is to, I say yes. Yeah, my job is to do what I do, which is fight. So, you know, you got Charlie here and Tony, who are with me on a daily basis, who they speak daily together about what's next for me, where I'm going, and what's the plan. And I'll leave it with them. If they go, Con, this is the best route to do this, I'll go, yeah, all right, no problem.
Now, Tony's been an amazing trainer for decades, but it seems to be his work with you specifically that's finally getting him the credit he deserves. What does that mean to you?
The thing is when you look at, sorry, I've just stolen Charlie's iPad. I drew a square box. When you look at my career, Tony as a trainer, when you look at that and then you look at my career and everyone's seen the progression, you can't help but look at my career and go, yeah, that's Tony. I'm a product of Tony's coaching. Like full product, no amateur background. If anything, Tony had to train me out of bad habits before he could reinstall good ones. So yeah, I'm not surprised. No amateur background, taking me from raw novice to now knocking out former world champion in a way that no other world champion has. Knocking out Vargas the way no other person has. Beating Formella better than Sean Porter. So just look at that. Like that's facts. I ain't even making that up. It ain't even my opinion. It's facts. So credit to Tony for applying himself to me and dedicating himself to me, because it ain't been easy. There was no guarantee that I was going to be where I am now. There was no guarantee. So therefore, Tony could have potentially wasted 6 years of his life. Day in, day out with me, day in, day out, day in, day out. Me not getting this right, me not getting that right for years. But there was no guarantee I'd be where I am now. So, you know, I owe Tony a lot. I owe Tony a world title. You know, I got asked the question previously if I see myself with Tony for the rest of my career, or if I'd change trainers. If Tony hangs up the pads, you know, it's highly likely I'd hang up the gloves. I don't think there's anyone else I'd want to do this journey with, because it's not just about fighting. It's the journey. We win together, we lose together. Thankfully, I ain't lost, but you know that's the way it works, where the cookie crumbles. So, yeah, I don't see myself with anyone else apart from Tony for my whole career, and you know, I owe him the world title, so it's only right I get it.
What makes that relationship work between you and Tony? Just kind of describe it for us.
You got to remember, I come here as a kid. He let me stay in his house. You know, he welcomed me into his gym, and he has a way of communicating with me, he has a way of communicating with all his fighters in a way that not many people have that skill quality. But in terms of relationship, I mean, him and my dad used to spar back in the day, and my mum as well. They go way back. I think Tony met my mum before my dad. My mum even met my dad. Yeah. So you're talking like it was just meant to be. It sort of just happened. But you know, Tony's family welcomed me in as well. I come here as a little boy, and now I've got my own wife and baby and my own home. So I've made a lot of memories here with these people in a very important stage of my life, which therefore memories, you form a bond. And, you know, it's fair to say I wouldn't be where I am today without Tony.
How are you finding fatherhood on that subject?
Good. It's a blessing. I'm actually missing him this morning.
Oh, well.
Actually, yeah, sorry.
That's all right.
Sorry. Let me just quickly call Vic. The interview. I'll show you a picture of him and all. Right. So go on, carry on. I realised I hadn't seen him this morning. I'm well upset. Babe, his son there. He's literally just woke up. Oh, go on, go get him. I'm gonna show Danny. I'm gonna be that. Oh look, watch.
Oh.
Hey, look. Hey.
How old is he now?
Hey. He's just woke up.
Oh.
Sorry, mate.
That's all right. How old is he now?
I've got a surprise for you here. How old is he? He's 10 months.
Oh, wow.
It's so perfect. I love getting him in bed in the morning. Like, I go in there and pick him up, and he's just so happy to see me. He's so happy to see me when I see him. He's like proper, like, because obviously he's with mum a lot. When he comes in and sees me, he's like, he's like, oh, yeah, that. Yeah, he does the arms and the legs go, and he's like, it's just so, like, mate, it's nothing quite like it. And then, you know what? I then go for walks with the family. Like, I went for a walk in the camp, and I went, this is what really matters. Like, forget everything else. That's my reality. That's my day-to-day. So if I weren't boxing, that's my reality, you know. And then I realized how blessed I am.
When you first got into boxing and kind of linked up with Tony and made the decision to do it, could you ever have thought where you'd be now? Not just boxing wise, but you've got a family of your own now, on the verge of a world title shot, massive name as well. Would you have ever envisioned that?
No. Not then, no. I was not then, no. I was I was a kid, man. I was a kid who just like was just doing it off the whim. It was just like, let's give this a little go and see where we end up. And here I am. You know, I love what this sport's done to me. I love what this sport has done to me, but also I hate things this sport's done to me. You know, yes, it's
a good journey.
It's a good journey, yeah.
Good journey.
Great stuff. Well, mate, I really appreciate your time. I'm going to let you get off because obviously you want to get home to your family quicker.
Yeah, I ain't been rude, by the way, Danny. I think, have you messaged me? You did message me, didn't you?
Yeah. I think you messaged back.
I think I did, but I'm just saying if I didn't, because I've just realised that you messaged me, and I don't know if I did message back, but I think I did.
Yeah, I think you did. It's all good.
Oh, wicked, bro.
I'm not going to put it on you. You got nothing to worry about.
All right, just making sure.
All right,
wicked, mate. Thank you.
Really appreciate it, and yeah, I'll see you soon.
Wicked, mate. God bless. Have a good Christmas.
And you, take care.